The solution is SuperMe. I myself have benefited from being a SuperMe. I used to be looking good outside, looking successful outside, but inside, I am not happy, not fulfilled. SuperMe gave me the solution. That's why I'm so passionate to want to share with you. What is SuperMe? But first of all, let's get it clear. SuperMe is never about Superman. You do not need to wear your underwear outside because we are not Superman. We are Super We. The myths and misunderstandings of SuperMe. The first one is the philosophy. Many people would think, oh, SuperMe, that means you're talking about a perfect man, talking about a superhero, talking about someone very special. And some people will say, oh, the purpose of SuperMe is very simple, to be the best me that I can ever be, to be the best person. Is that true? And people may wonder, oh, to be a SuperMe, the tools are just simply to motivate yourself, you do self-improvement, and you do this thing called CANI, constant and never-ending improvement, as what Tony Robbins said. Is this correct? These are the tools? And what's the outcome? Oh, to be rich, I want to be a Superman, I want to be a SuperMe so that I can be rich. Is that what we want? And what do SuperMe appear as? People that may not understand it say, oh, SuperMe, that means you appear as very successful, you are a leader, you are actually a person that not vulnerable, you are actually invisible, you're so strong, you're motivated, you're the person, you are our idol. Is that true? Ladies and gentlemen, let me today bust off the myths about SuperMe. It's never about all this. SuperMe is about what? Firstly, the philosophy of SuperMe is not about perfection. It's about accepting of who you are. That's right. Whoever you are, you accept who you are. That's SuperMe. So it's very simple. That's why everyone can be a SuperMe. You don't need to be a superhero, right? And it's coming home to yourself. You go home every day, right? You go to your house. But now I'm talking about you go to the soul of your house. You come home to yourself. And just having presence is SuperMe. Isn't that easy? So the philosophy of SuperMe is about being yourself, coming home to yourself. It's not about be the best person. It's about be the SuperMe with the purpose aligned to your soul. That's why you're soul-led. You know what is soul, right? Soul is something that you may not really see, but it is the essence of things. For example, we talk about the soul of this song, the soul about an iPhone. So the purpose of being a SuperMe is to be a SuperMe. So simple, right? Because we are soul-led and we are rooted in truth. That's why it's not about hearsay. It's not about trying to be whatever. It's about truth. So the tools of SuperMe very simple. We use a super mirror. We shall review to you all this in the book SuperMe Unleashed. Of course, in our one-day course, we cover that in detail. So the first tool is a super mirror, not the physical mirror, but the mirror that allows you to see who you are. And once you see the mirror, the second tool is the super conflict. How do you resolve the conflict? With the conflict, you come to the super choice. How do you make the choice? And the more popular tool that we have in SuperMe is this thing called PLG, Purpose, Love, Gratitude. We shall cover that in detail later on. And what's the outcome of being a SuperMe? It's not to be rich, it's to be a super we. Correct? If I'm a SuperMe, you are SuperMe, together we are super we. We are living in a super world. And we are leaving behind a super legacy with financial well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, this point is very important. We're not talking about material riches, we're talking about legacy with financial well-being. In other words, you are financially well. You may not be the richest person, but you are able to be who you are. You're able to enjoy life. So SuperMe, how do they appear as? You'll be shocked to find that SuperMe appears very ordinary. Appear as a normal person, could be vulnerable, could appear as a person that is not perfect. Maybe his English not so good, and maybe he doesn't look that nice. But whatever it is, he is authentic. Please remember, people may not remember your name, what you do, but they'll remember what you do for them. They'll also remember, do you come across as authentic, real, or do you come across as a person that is just performer? So SuperME always appear as very clear. They're very cool and calm because they know their purpose, they know where they are going, and they are at ease with themselves and the world. They have peace. They do not care whether people scold them or criticize them because they know inside what are they after. They have the purpose, love, and gratitude. And more importantly, SuperME are always joyous people. They're happy inside and outside. They don't need anything to laugh. When you know about SuperME and you practice SuperME, I myself have been practicing SuperME since 28th of April 2025, and now it's about 2 months. And I've been happy every day. I wake up without alarm clock. I don't need so much sleep. I wake up with full power to do this, to do that. And in the end, I have this thing called internal transformation. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. SuperME is about you transforming internally. When you transform internally, you were able to create a ripple and affect other people. That is the truth of SuperME. It's very simple. You don't have to pretend. You just have to be me. If you are vulnerable, SuperMEs are vulnerable, but they make use of the vulnerable to do the right things that are purpose-led, purpose-driven. So this slide will show you the various codes in the book SuperME Unleashed. You can find much more information there. This book has almost 200 pages. Inside there are many stories, real stories, and the stories shared from the author, Dr. Vivian Passion Co, and also, of course, myself, Andy Ng. So I really urge everyone to go get a copy of this book. You can get the ebook or can get the hard copy book. Ebook is available in Amazon, available in various platforms as well. But more importantly, you are able to read through the whole book and transform internally. This 1 hour course is to give you the tools to help because people like to attend courses, right? Let me now show you what we have achieved so far for our clients. Our clients speak for themselves. First person is this person called Mr. Derek Chia. He was healed by Dr. Vivian Passion Co. quite some time back, and he said that SuperME is something that really worked for him. And Dr. Vivian is not just teaching SuperME. She herself is the SuperME. That's important, ladies and gentlemen. We don't just teach. We are also the SuperME. That's very important, right? So we are also the SuperME. That's why we can help you and help you to rise to your greatest self. That's what Derek Chia said, right? Isn't that amazing? Huh? Next, we look at the next person. Next person is this person called Has. Right? Has is a lady. She thanked Dr. Vivian for her brilliant ability to execute truth. Wow. Excavate truth. SuperME helped her to remember who she is and why your story matters and how your message can serve others. So Dr. Vivian, just by meeting her, she can give you the light. You can see the light. So you can transform. Sorry, this testimony is not from a lady, it's from a man. Huh? He said that with the healing consultation mentorship with Dr. Vivian, he's able to achieve his lifetime goal of becoming an author. This gentleman wrote a book. What's the book called? It's called Redwood Mind, a very fantastic book. He finished the book in just 1 day. Ladies and gentlemen, are there something you want to do but be holding back? SuperME is the answer. Follow this gentleman. And he now is going to use the book to help much more people, many more people. That's why he has so much respect and gratitude to Dr. Vivian. Next is another person. Oh, this one is the lady, the Has, and she was so happy of the energy that were generated by Dr. Vivian, using the purpose, love, gratitude. Later we should look at that. And she said that it is very important to create intentional spaces for reflection, growth, and authentic conversations. Wow, what amazing. We often talk about having negotiation, conversations, communication, but do you have authentic conversations with yourself? Wow, isn't that amazing? The next testimony came from a gentleman. The world was crumbling because the wife divorced him after 30 years of happy marriage. So, how is he going to face the world? Because he was having the image of a perfect man, a happy family man. So with Dr. Vivian's guidance, he's able to find the courage to face his past, take responsibility, and heal himself. Of course, various things that he did here is written here. But the important thing I want to say is that he said that with Dr. Vivian healing using SuperME, he's able to awaken to a new sense of purpose. And he said, right now, I read, I've risen from the ashes of my old life, transformed and ready to embrace my future with hope and positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, just looking at this is so motivating, so inspiring. What if you can wake up and the next 30 years will achieve much more than what you have done in the last 1 year? Isn't that amazing? Huh? When you are a SuperME, you're no longer living in blame, excuses, or denial. Blame, excuses, denial, in short, is BED. That means you lie on bed. This is called survivor me. When you are SuperME, you have the O to sail the ship because you have the O. O stands for ownership. You have the A, that's accountability. And you also have the responsibility. You are the SuperME. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now give you this O and to be the SuperME. I welcome you to join us to be the SuperME, and now I shall reveal to you the secret tool of Dr. Vivian that makes her so successful. What is this tool about? That is the tool about PLG. The tool that we talk about is this secret used by Dr. Vivian for more than 5 years, since 2020. We know your SuperME is your truest self. How do you connect to your truest self? How do you dig deep? Do you need to go and ask yourself several questions? Well, I'm very impressed with Dr. Vivian, able to use this complex concept and simplify it into only 3 letters, and we call it PLG, which stands for Purpose, Love, Gratitude. These 3 keys, PLG, are able to connect to your truest self, your soul, so they are no longer living in fear and survival mode. So imagine when you have these 3 keys, and every day you are living a life that many people can't even dream of. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't think of tomorrow being a better day. We make today, we make now better. There are no ordinary moments. How can we make each moment special? How can we be here and now? So these 3 keys are from Dr. Vivian, and some of you may be very curious, what's so special about this key? Let me just show you what did she say about this key, right? Let me hear what Dr. Vivian say, right?
That's why the tool is, in fact, you ask me the tool that I apply on people has seen results. But when you come into my life to say that, hey, Vivian, I'm interested, you use this SuperME concept where you see that the world needs this to find back themselves, and you're interested about it. And of course, I'm very excited because you see my work and you see the world need it. And that made me excited to want to come together and see how this thing can further support and, bless other people. And just now when you mentioned to me that, hey, it's you, not me. You are the one that committed to say that you want to make this a habit daily.
Okay.
You see the difference?
Okay.
Is that I applied this PLG exercise on a particular activity. When on the spot itself, when people start to write about the purpose of why are they doing this thing, or the purpose of why they want to appreciate someone, and what do they love about the person, and what they are grateful for, with that activity itself is already very powerful, because in that journey they start to think about and recalling the goodness of the other person, especially when there's some relationship issue, especially to the parents or to the loved one or even to the children. You see, but
so it's true. When you have the SuperME, you are able to use the 3 keys of PLG, and Dr. Vivian has been using these 3 keys for very long, for lots of healing on many people, myself included. So let me now go into details. What exactly are these PLG? Of course, some of you will tell me, Andy, love is, I know about love, I know about gratitude, but hey, here, we are not talking about love and gratitude alone. We are talking about purpose, love, gratitude. These 3 must be together. So they are not standing alone, and they are together. That's why there are effects on